Hi, this is Mike. I'm reading Robert Alter's translation of Exodus chapter 10. And Yahweh said to Moses, "Come in to Pharaoh, for I myself have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, so that I may set these signs of mine in his midst, and so that you may tell in the hearing of your son and your son's son how I toyed with Egypt, and my signs that I set upon them. And you shall know that I am Yahweh." And Moses and Aaron with him came in to Pharaoh, and they said to him, "Thus said Yahweh, God of the Hebrews, how long can you refuse to humble yourself before me? Send off my people, that they may worship me. For if you refuse to send off my people, look, I am about to bring tomorrow locust in all your territory, and it will cover the eye of the land, and one will not be able to see the land, and it will consume the rest of the remnant left you from the hail, and it will consume every tree you have growing in the field, and they will fill your houses, and the houses of all your servants, and the houses of all of Egypt, the like of which your fathers did not see, nor your fathers' fathers from the day they were on the soil until this day." And he turned and went out from Pharaoh's presence. And Pharaoh's servants said to him, "How long will this fellow be snare to us? Send off the men, that they may worship Yahweh their God. Do you not yet know that Egypt is lost?" And Moses and Aaron with him were brought back to Pharaoh, and he said to them, "Go, worship Yahweh your God." "Just who is going?" Moses said, "With our lads and with our old men we will go, with our sons and with our daughters, with our sheep and with our cattle we will go, for it is the festival of Yahweh for us." And he said to them, "May Yahweh be with you the way I would send you off with your little ones, for evil is before your faces. Not so. Go, pray, the men, and worship Yahweh, for that is what you seek." And he drove them out from Pharaoh's presence. And Yahweh said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt for the locust, that it may come up over the land of Egypt and consume all the grass of the land that the hail left behind." And Moses stretched out his staff over the land of Egypt, and Yahweh drove an east wind into the land all that day and all the night. When it was morning, the east wind bore the locust, and the locust went up over all the land of Egypt, and settled, very heavy, over all the territory of Egypt. Before it there had never been locust like it, and after it there never would be. And it covered the eye of the land, and the land went dark, and it consumed all the grass of the land, and every fruit of the tree that the hail had left, and nothing green in tree or in grass of the field was left in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh hastened to call to Moses and to Aaron, and he said, "I have offended before Yahweh your God, and before you. Now forgive, pray, my offense just this time, and entreat Yahweh your God, that he but take away from me this death." And Yahweh turned round a very strong west wind, and it bore off the locust, and thrust it into the sea of reeds. Not a locust remained in all the territory of Egypt. And Yahweh toughened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not send the Israelites off. And Yahweh said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the heavens, that there be darkness upon the land of Egypt, a darkness one can feel." And Moses stretched out his hand over the heavens, and there was pitch dark in all the land of Egypt 3 days. No one saw his fellow, and no one rose from where he was 3 days, but all the Israelites had light in their dwelling places. And Pharaoh called to Moses and said, "Go, worship Yahweh. Only your sheep and your cattle will be set aside. Your little ones too may go with you." And Moses said, "You yourself too shall provide us sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may do them to Yahweh our God, and our livestock too shall go with us. not a hoof shall remain. For from it we shall take to worship Yahweh our God, and we ourselves cannot know with what we shall worship Yahweh our God until we come there. And Yahweh toughened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not want to send them off. And Pharaoh said to him, Go away from me. Watch yourself. Do not again see my face, for on the day you see my face, you shall die. And Moses said, Rightly have you spoken. I will not see your face again.